Good afternoon, and welcome to the 83rd Annual Commencement Exercises for Newington High School, Class of 2021. My name is Juliana Iapalucci, President of the Student Council. As one of my duties in this role, I have had the pleasure of leading the school in our traditional morning announcement exercises. Today is the last time you will ever hear this. Good afternoon, students, faculty, staff, and guests of Newington High School. It is our tradition to start each day with a moment of silent meditation followed by the pledge. Wherever you are, please stop what you are doing, remain stationary, and join us for a moment of silent meditation. Please stand and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Today is a joyful celebration in which we recognize the accomplishments of our graduating class. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our students. I ask for your cooperation so that we can make this a truly dignified ceremony for the class of 2021. Please be sure to turn off your cell phones and any other electronic devices and quietly remain in your seats during this commencement program so that you don't distract or obstruct the view of those behind you. At this time, I would like to call forward Principal Ms. Tigno and Class President Alec George to throw out the ceremonial first pitch. I would ask at this time that the senior members of the chamber choir come forward for the singing of the national anthem. Please stand as the national anthem is sung by senior members of the Newington High School Chamber Choir under the direction of Mr. Christopher Clark.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars
Thank you, senior members of the Newington High School Chamber Choir and Mr. Christopher Clark. Now we are ready to get graduation started. At this time, I would like to recognize several people who have joined us here this afternoon. Mr. Paul Vasella, Chairperson of the Newington Board of Education, Mr. Stephen Sylvia, Secretary of the Newington Board of Education, and other board members, Dr. Bruce Fletcher, Mrs. Emily Guyon, Mrs. Beth Mankey Hutbagner, Mrs. Cindy Stam, and Miss Jessica Weaver. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Maureen Brummett, Principal of Newington High School, Miss Tara Tigno, McGee House Principal, Mr. James Harris, Doran House Principal, Mr. Mario Ficcicelli, Stoddard House Principal, Mrs. Laura Blanchard, Class of 2021 Advisors, Mr. Hartley and Mrs. Morello, our Chamber Choir teacher, Mr. Clark, Valedictorian and Class Secretary, Joshua Acosa, Salutatorian, Ni Nguyen, Class Essayist, Ashley Zoll, Class President, Alec George, Class Vice President, Danielle Kawarnu, Class Treasurer, Alexi Armour, Class Social Chair, John Drozd, Student Council Vice President, Lindsay Fourhour, Student Council Social Chair, Cassidy Doyle, Senior Board of Education Representative, Mia Vendetti, members of the NHS faculty, and parents and other honored guests. It is customary for our class president to provide a welcome at commencement. It is my pleasure to introduce to you President for the Class of 2021, Alec George.
Thank you, Juliana. Good afternoon, families, students, and faculty. My aunt and uncle used to always tell me to enjoy high school because it will end in a blink of an eye. Well, normally, I really didn't place too much trust in them anyways, since every Christmas they would belabor the same topic. Wow, you've grown so much. Well, if any of you know me, I'm not really as tall as their improbable calculations may make me out to be, though I do wish they were true. Yet, somehow they were right about high school. It did fly by, all of it. We were just freshmen at the bottom of the ladder a couple years ago. We made sure not to bring too much attention to ourselves, or else we'd play into the stereotypical role of what a freshman is. Walking through those doors on a hot August morning, there wasn't much of anything to expect, besides the rumors of a fourth floor that your friends may have told you. Our biggest issue in the moment was distinguishing who was from Wallace or Kellogg and hoping to find our old friend group in classes or homeroom. I think we could all agree that everyone felt the slightest bit uncomfortable for what the next 4 years had in store for ourselves. Even though we all felt our moments of anxiety and isolation, we all shared feelings that reflected one another. As the days went on, we learned how to fend for ourselves, navigating a new school, making new friends, and building new relationships with teachers. But if there's anything I want to share with you, my fellow classmates, it's that no matter what cords are around your neck, where you're going to college, or what classes you took, we learned to persevere and advocate for ourselves during this challenging year. Our parents, guardians, and teachers have helped shape who we are today, but it is our own time to make a mark and imprint on the world. Albert Einstein once said, "Education is what remains after what one has forgotten, what one has learned in school." Yes, it's great if you remember the derivative of 3x squared plus 5, or why Hamlet pretends to be insane, and the answers, just in case you were wondering, are 6x, and because he wanted to conceal his plans of murdering his uncle Claudius. Thank you, Mr. Miller and Mr. C. and Floan. But it is important to remember that every single one of us has had the privilege to learn in such a spectacular public school, not something that many others can relate to. To the faculty of Newington High, I speak for all of us when I say thank you. Thank you to the teachers for waking up every morning and coming to help the future generations learn. Out of all the professions, you chose to share your knowledge with us. Thank you for staying after to help those who needed the extra help. Thank you for showing up and putting a smile on, even if everything wasn't okay in your own personal life. Thank you for stepping out of your comfort zone this year and teaching classes virtually. Thank you for showing us how to be resilient. Thank you to the custodians for staying late every single day to make sure our school was clean and safe from any contagious agents. Thank you, Ms. Tigno, for being my positive impact throughout my 4 years, showing the importance of a family of learners. Thank you to the rest of the staff who gave their all to ensure student safety, relevant learning, and positive well-being throughout the year. Thank you to my best friends, Josh, Reed, Alex, Katie, Ariana, Jesse, Danielle, Dennis, Jacob, Annie, and so many others for pushing me every day and making me feel loved even when I was down. Thank you, Ms. Redmond, for being my person in high school. You're the example of what a teacher should be, a mentor in and out of the classroom. Finally, I know this has been a lot, the biggest thank you goes out to the parents and guardians who supported our education. Without you, this would have never been possible. If any of your parents or guardians are like mine, then they are true crusaders, constantly going to battle for you at any cost, fighting for the best opportunities they could possibly give you. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for being my role models day in and day out. You truly amaze me. But seriously, once this chapter in our lives begins, we must seek new opportunities that will challenge us and help us grow in this ever-changing society. I say we make ourselves uncomfortable and we step out of our comfort zones by taking a new course, a new internship, a new job, or just simply meeting new people. The more we make ourselves uncomfortable, the more comfortable we will become. So allow us to thrive in more diverse environments because after all, sometimes you'll win and sometimes you'll learn. But personal growth occurs when we are willing to take those chances. In closing, and before you leave here today, I want to make sure that you all remember a legendary quote, and it's given by a legendary man, Mr. Kincannon. Make sure that whatever you set your heart upon, you achieve greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Alec. Recently, all seniors had the opportunity to enter our annual commencement essay contest designed to give a member of the graduating class an opportunity to address the class through a thoughtful and reflective essay on leadership. This year's task was to write an essay that explores the idea that helping others is not just the right thing to do, but it is also the best thing to do for yourself. That NHS, this pandemic, and all the paths your road has taken have led you exactly where you should be, on the verge of a life of making the world a better place. It is my privilege to introduce the essayist for the class of 2021, Ashley Zoll.
Hello, fellow Newington High School graduates. Many of you may not know me, as I regrettably made it my mission the last 4 years to be invisible to the halls of our high school. However, I feel it was my standing on the outside that allowed me to watch, listen, and learn more about the world and myself than I think I would have if immersed in high school life. I have listened to every rant about how much you hate a teacher or how you were fighting with a friend. I've watched many of you break down from the obligations and responsibilities you've been tested with. But I have also seen you laugh and build communities that make all that stress more bearable. I stood on the outside and saw firsthand how you can take any obstacle that is thrown at you and try to make the next day better. With all the sacrifices that you've had to make in your senior year, a global pandemic that took away moments that you look forward to, you are still excited, probably now more than ever, to get out there and see the world. I know in the last year I have changed tremendously. I even email my teachers now for help and will be the first person to talk in a breakout room. I think that you all have felt those changes too. I think you saw how important your social and academic life was when it was suddenly taken away last year. You saw and hopefully appreciated how much time and energy your teachers and your families had to dedicate to help you succeed through that difficult time. I hope that after all the last 4 years, and especially with what the last year has put you through, you can see what I see. You can see how much you've changed since the first day of freshman year. You can see the maturity and the strength that you've gained. You can start to see how people impact you or how you impact others. And you can see the importance of all the little moments with friends or with family that make you realize what life is really about. Frankie Heck once said, "What is a legacy? It's not the speaking at graduation or the awards or the cords or the plaques. It's the 1,000 moments every day where you touch people, even when you didn't know you were." So listen to me or not, but I hope that in all the little and big moments and lessons that you've encountered so far, either horrible or memorable, you learned something. I hope that whatever you've learned has gotten you one tiny step closer to knowing who you want to be and where you want to go. Because the important thing to know is that high school isn't your legacy. Your legacy will be being the person you want to be, going where you want to go, and leaving behind that same lesson for the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. At this time, I would like to introduce the salutatorian of the class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Nee Nguyen, who will give the salutatory address.
Good afternoon, students, staff, Board of Education members, parents, and guests. To the class of 2021, I would like to sincerely congratulate you all on making it through the school year. Although we certainly struggled, be it missed concerts, sports events cut short, or being isolated from friends and family, we've made it to today, and that in itself is an accomplishment. French Renaissance scholar Francois Rabelais once said, "I go to seek a great perhaps." As we move beyond the walls of Newington High School, we are challenged with the seemingly insurmountable task of discovering our purposes, our passions, that great epiphany of our lives. Growing up, it seemed like we were in constant pursuit of a certain milestone or a certain event, constraining ourselves to a path set by those around us. However, if there's anything I've learned from the trials and tribulations of the past year, it's that life has a funny way of making that seemingly straight path that we envision our lives to be, one that squiggles and dips, meanders, and even doubles back. And in that way, each of our paths is different and distinct. Each of us will celebrate our accomplishments at different times of our lives, at completely different stages. And that is perfectly okay. Although we are tempted to measure ourselves against those who we perceive to be successful, it's a service to ourselves to restrict our talents and our individuality to the progress and accomplishments of others. Indeed, the Grapes perhaps isn't one distinct universal place to be. Rather, it's a place each of us must discover on our own, at our own pace, and our own time. It is a great unknown that we never quite expect. However, it is time to give ourselves the freedom to reflect on our own passions and reconstruct our own definition of success. Growing up, we have ingrained in us the notion that being the best is the epitome of success. Far too often, we become overly concerned with the end result of doing well or doing the best that we overlook the small successes and milestones in our lives. Society largely deems titles, awards, and public recognition as success, so it's not difficult to see how we minimize and disregard our small accomplishments. But are those accomplishments really small? I've come to the realization that the joy you get from tangible rewards is short and fleeting. It is not long before the waves of congratulations dissipate and the accomplishments we once viewed as huge successes become old news. In truth, sometimes the greatest success is managing to get up in the morning, make yourself a real breakfast, and simply take care of yourself, mentally, physically, and emotionally. We deserve to give back to ourselves day in and day out, given the stresses and barriers and just outright randomness that life throws us. Whether it's the pride that comes from a job well done, or the smile you get from solving a polar bear problem in Mr. Miller's class, they are all just as valuable as a shiny plaque or trophy. While our futures lie before us uncertain and waiting to unfold, one thing is certain. We have achieved our first milestones in our adult lives. We are no longer high school seniors. We are now high school graduates, ready to move on and face the world that exists beyond our teachers, classmates, and school schedules that have defined much of our lives. Now as I look out on all the students in the class of 2021, I see a class full of extraordinary talent, character, and intellect, and a class filled to the brim with potential to seek their great perhaps, whatever it may be and whenever it may come. I would like to thank our teachers, the ones who have inspired and empowered us to reach beyond our boundaries, always knowing that we could achieve more than we imagined for ourselves. I would also like to thank Ms. Tigno for nurturing us as a family of learners, for understanding our plights and celebrating our achievements, and for maintaining the greatest belief in our ability to succeed. Once again, I would like to congratulate the class of 2021, and I wish you all the best as we step away from the comforts of our past and as we step towards the unknown opportunities, challenges, and successes that await us in the future. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to introduce the valedictorian of the class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Joshua Akosa, who will give the valedictory address.
Thank you for that wonderful speech, Nee. Thank you. Good evening, esteemed faculty, families, and fellow graduates. Just for a brief moment, I would like you all to close your eyes, clear your mind, and imagine. Imagine your most significant accomplishment, your crowning achievement. Maybe it was getting hired for your first job. Maybe it was working day and night with Mr. Miller over a mind to master Taylor and McLaurin series. Maybe it was getting into your dream college or coming to school on a Saturday morning to finally understand electron configuration with Ms. Hale. Or maybe it's being here today, celebrating numerous years of hard work, tears, challenges, and growth alongside lifelong friends. No matter what you've envisioned, it's likely that there were people along the way that helped you reach your goal. In fact, many of the dreams that we've attained could not have been realized without the support and encouragement of the people who have our best interest at heart. Oh. And you can open your eyes, by the way. The truth is, as the old adage goes, none of us can make it through this life alone. The interpersonal connections that we forge every day are what make worth life living. I know that I never would have been able to make it through high school if I didn't have the loving support of my mom, dad, 2 sisters, my unwavering friendship with Alex Hemchan, Reed, and Katie, the encouragement of my twin Danielle, Jasper, Cody, and of course Brandon Bagland, who has never, not once, failed to make me laugh every single time I talk with him. But in all seriousness, it is the people that we share our proudest, most memorable moments with that we must hold on to and not let go. After today, we are going to embark on a journey that takes us to the rest of our lives. Some of us will go off to university, some to the Army, and others will begin working full-time jobs or exploring the world and all that it has in store for us. And although we may become physically distant, if there is anything that going to school in the midst of a pandemic has taught us, is that physical distance cannot keep us apart forever. The bonds that we have forged in the rushed hallway walks in between classes, the loud conversations during lunch in the cafeteria, and the long bus rides home after a grueling day at school are bonds that will last a lifetime. Hopefully, they're bonds that we can look back to, reflect on, and quietly think to ourselves, wow, high school, as tough as it seemed, was not so bad after all. And if there is one thing that you take away from what I've said today, it's that no matter how far you go, the places you travel, or how busy you get, never forget your roots at Newington High School, where hundreds of kids from all different walks of life came together under the direction of our loving principal, Ms. Tigno, and our caring staff members, and became a true family of learners. And with that, I say congratulations on a job well done, class of 2021. I'm going to miss you all dearly.
At this time, the Newington High School Chamber Choir seniors and the Wind Ensemble will each perform a musical selection. The Chamber Choir seniors will perform Someday by Stephen Schwartz and Alan Menken under the direction of Mr. Christopher Clark. Senior members of the Chamber Choir, please come forward at this time. Thank you, Chamber Choir seniors. Next, the Newington High School Wind Ensemble has prepared a video performance of Salvation is Created by Pavel Sheshnikov under the direction of Mr. Stephen Brooks. And now to present the class of 2021, please help me welcome Newington High School's principal, Ms. Tara Tigno.
Thank you, Juliana, and good afternoon. Breathe, stand, move. Who knew the theme of my speech would come from 3 simple words often displayed on my Apple Watch? As I started to think of how I could summarize these years and speak to this amazing class in a succinct manner, I was reminded multiple times a day of these 3 simple words. Breathe. If ever there was a time to take a deep breath, cherish what you have, and slow down, it is now. We have been reminded of this so often during this pandemic. It has become a word I truly live by when I'm feeling stressed and things seem to be out of control. I've been doing a lot of breathing lately, over the last year, and most recently, the last 12 hours. Stand. That's right, class of 2021, stand up. Stand up. Take in this moment. Be proud of what you've accomplished and who you've become. Look all around you. You have a stadium full of people who are here to celebrate you. Have a seat. I am proud of the masks you have made and donated, the letters you have written to thank those around you, the hard work you have put into your studies, jobs, families, volunteer work, the records you have set and broken, the clubs you have started, the helping hands you have given, the concerts and performances you were somehow able to pull off, the virtual competitions you participated in, the acts of kindness you have displayed, and the perseverance you have demonstrated, especially during this difficult time in your lives. Finally, move. I'm not talking about moving your fingers on a video game controller or moving to create a 15-second TikTok video or moving to press a button on your phone to take a picture of half your face and then post it on Snapchat, something I will never understand, or moving your eyes to watch your favorite Netflix show. I'm talking about really moving your body. So we are going to engage in a Newington High School Family of Learners Class of 2021 wave. My daughter started one in a baseball game, and I always wanted to do it, and now's our time. So I've been thinking about how to do this, and I see that we have everyone pretty much in their seats. So I'm going to start with the McGee house, and I'm going to ask that we simply, McGee, Dorn, Stoddard, stands and teachers all the way around and back. You think we can do it? All right. McGee, are you ready? On the count of 3, we're going to start a wave over here. Evan, I think you're in the first row, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. Yes, yes. Yes! Woo! Well done. To wrap up the move part of my speech, by now, some of you are aware that I sing a song at graduation. My intention was never to showcase my out-of-tune voice, but to rather get the audience to move and listen to the words I created to represent our graduates. So class of 2021, here's my version of Dynamite by BTS. Now turn and watch the video I created with the help of chamber choir and our technical experts Jacob Trowbridge and Andrew Schilling as our video plays on the Jumbotron.
I'm feeling proud tonight. So watch you walk this field and set the crowd alight. Caps on, get up in the morning, cup of joe, let's rock and roll. Tick-tock, make a move, dancing on at Quasi Park. Uber when you need a ride, jump into the car, take off. Ring ding, text me on my cell, Chuck Taylor's in a game of Fortnite. This is getting crazy, can you hear the seniors, they're ready, woo-hoo. Years flew by, it's funny and it's last sweet like honey. COVID overload, you're over that, you're good to go, you're awesome, you know you grew up. Hey, so let's go. 'Cause I'm feeling proud tonight. So watch you walk this field and set the crowd alight. Hey, shining through the city with the hundreds in the crowd. So you light it up like dynamite. Whoa, hug a friend out in the crowd, whoever you brought along. Netflix, catch the show, binge watch, let me get off the wall. Day or night, or dash or right, so we eat till the break of dawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure, so you should keep your eyes on this class.
This is getting crazy, can you hear the seniors, they're ready, woo-hoo. Years flew by, it's funny, and it's last sweet like honey. COVID overload, you're over that, you're good to go. I'm excited, you know I love you. So let's go. 'Cause I'm feeling proud tonight. So watch you walk this field and set the crowd alight. Hey, shining through the city with the hundreds in the crowd. So you light it up like dynamite. Whoa, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, you're all dynamite.
class of 2021, if you didn't know it before today, now you do. I think you are all dynamite. And I feel so fortunate that I was your principal since you started at NHS 4 years ago. You will truly be missed, but never forgotten. Always remember to breathe, stand, and move. Tonight, I take a deep breath and remember all the joys and tears you have given me. I stand here to honor you, and I move you forward to the Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Maureen Brummett, it is my distinct honor and high privilege to certify that these fine young people have met all their requirements for graduation, and so I present to you the Newington High School class of 2021.
Well, that was fabulous. It's a tough act to follow. Hello, class of 2021. Graduating at Yargoat Stadium is pretty amazing, right? I've always wanted to have access to a jumbotron during my graduation speech. Hopefully, I will put it to good use. You have now officially become alumni of Newington High School. I would like to personally welcome you. You join myself, Ms. Tigno, Mr. Ficcicelli, and many other members of the NPS community who are so appreciative of all that Newington High offered us. In fact, parents, guardians, friends, and special guests, clap your hands if you are an NHS graduate. By virtue of the fact that you're receiving your diploma in 2021, you have shown all of us your resilience and fortitude when things didn't go according to what any of us would have planned. I hope you never forget how you forged ahead when life threw you a tremendous curveball. Let's face it though, things are beginning to look up. Speaking of beginning to look up and getting back to normal, the senior prom was held a few weeks ago at Quasi Amusement Park. What an amazing night. Now, everyone looked fantastic, but I do need to give these gentlemen a big shout out for taking the style meter to the next level. Now, I do recall Mr. Ficcicelli thought he could pull off some of these looks, but I'm not so sure. I was so excited to have an in-person graduation that I wanted to surprise you with a special guest speaker. Unfortunately, he wasn't available, but he and his mittens send their best. Now, if there's one thing I've learned in my 5 years as superintendent is that no one really wants to hear me drone on and on about life after graduation. However, I do think they would like to hear what the class of 2021 has to say. Here are a few of my favorite quotes from your class that I would like to share. Lindsay Four-Hour certainly spoke to this unique senior year with her quote, "Don't be fooled by the masks I wear, for I have many." Not sure if these are what she had in mind. Now, maybe Adriana Bryant had a premonition that we would be graduating at a baseball stadium when she quoted Babe Ruth, who said, "Never let your fear of striking out keep you from playing the game." Similarly, John Jarras quoted Zsa Zsa Q, who said, "Life is like a baseball game. You gotta be ready to hit the curve." Now, both Alex Tapas and Gabriela Targonskia were channeling their inner Dr. Seuss when they submitted these inspirational quotes. "You never know the value of a moment until it becomes a memory." And, "Oh, the places you'll go." I thought these were the perfect messages for our seniors. In spite of this crazy senior year you've had, I don't want the class of 2021 to be defined as pandemic survivors. You have accomplished far more than that. The class of 2021 earned hundreds of thousands of dollars in scholarship money and enough college credits in high school to avoid almost $1 million in tuition costs. Moms, dads, and guardians, let's give the class of 2021 a round of applause for these impressive accomplishments. In addition to your academic accomplishments, the class of 21 was a force to be reckoned with in the athletic arena. We won the regular conference championship in girls basketball and boys volleyball, and tomorrow night, boys volleyball is in the state championship. NHS athletes also won the CCC conference championships in girls basketball and boys ice hockey. You are all to be commended for these outstanding accomplishments. It is also important to note that our actors and musicians were not deterred by COVID at all this year and put together the amazing musical Little Shop of Horrors. I want to close with some final quotes from the class of 2021 that both inspired and resonated with me, and whose sentiments have served me well in my 35 years in education. And by the way, when I graduated from Newington High School in 1982, I had no idea I would come back in 2019 as the superintendent. When it comes to your future careers, no matter what they may be, both Grace Catapari and Ruth Bader Ginsburg agree that you must fight for the things that you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. It is also important to lead your life with the mantra that Rashina Israel and Dr. Martin Luther King embraced. Don't tell people your dream, show them. I have no doubt that the class of 2021 will come back to NHS and show us their dreams. Finally, throughout the pandemic, I used the mantra, #WeGotThis, with everyone in our district. Now, I want to tell the class of 2021, #You did it. Woohoo! Congratulations to the class of 2021. You did it. Members of the Newington Board of Education, by the authority bestowed upon me by the state of Connecticut, I do hereby certify that the class of 2021 has successfully met or exceeded all of the requirements prescribed by the Connecticut Department of Education and the Newington Board of Education. Chairman Vasella, I enthusiastically recommend the awarding of diplomas. Congratulations.
And now for the presentation of the diplomas, Mr. Paul Vasella, the chairperson of the Board of Education, will be joining us virtually to deliver a message to the class of 2021.
Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2021. You have probably had the most unique senior year in the history of the Newington public school system, and you have succeeded. And you should feel a sense of pride in your accomplishments. But Winston Churchill said, "Success is not final, and failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." As I look out on the graduating class, I'm sure there were some bumps you had along the way, but you continued on your journey. You showed great courage and persevered. Perseverance will serve you well as you start the next chapter of your lives. Achievement will come, and you must not stop due to some challenges. Courage to continue will make you become the person you were meant to be. Someday, you will reflect back on your high school career and realize that the teachers, your school administrators, and the Newington Board of Education worked tirelessly to provide you with the best experience in difficult and unique times. They were pleased that you seized the opportunity to participate in sports, musical activities, drama, and various other activities throughout this pandemic. Again, I offer my sincere congratulations to the class of 2021. As author Robert Two said, "The struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. After receiving your diploma, remember to continue on your path in life. Thank you, and persevere and achieve your dreams."
The House principals will now begin calling the names of the graduating seniors. Please help me welcome the NHS McGee House Principal, Mr. James Harris.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to call forth the graduating members of the McGee House. Evan Ecatino. Amanda Ackerley. Matthew Aldrich. Andrew Allegrini. Derek Anthony Allen. John Manning. Jessica Ashley Arnold. Syed Asar. Maria Pia R. Aska. Alyssa Madison Alt. Jacob Baklowski. Brandon B. Baglin. Jasmine Marie Barber. Jordan Barnes. Colby J. Barnes. Daniel Barron. Davis Basha. Brianna Batista. Logan D. Beaupre. Logan T. Benedict. Zion Bennett. Hugo Bernardino. Shaylin Devani Berry. Benjamin Barubi. Mahogany Blair. Emily A. Baldock. Tyler Bonet. Emma Helene Bonfiglio. Ariana Nicole Bonilla. Rachel Marie Bouchard. Brittany DeLuca Braga. Daniel Tyler Braga. Ian Kenneth Bransafort. Thomas Brescia. Geraldine Marie Broadman. Luke Michael Brown. Lydia S. Brown. Maggie A. Brown. Adriana Nicole Bryant. Quinn Bui. Cameron M. Burns. Diego Caetano. Lindsay Mary Lorraine Callahan. Reed William Campbell. Grace Isabella Canapari. Haley Chance Caracciolo. Michael Thomas Carbone. Jordan Michelle Cascone. Benjamin Luis Chamble. Enoch Jose Charneco. Caroline J. Chassie. Ankit S. Cherian. Madison Shea Duma Chorito. Emily A. Chanicki. Nyla M. Cicero. Isaiah Richard Cintron. Danielle Andrea Clark. Kevin J. Claros. Lauren Rose Cola Giovanni. Jason Joseph Concatelli. Mackenzie Drew Connors. Duarte S. Cordero. Aiden Michael Corvo. Tom Syriac. Liliana Delani. Catherine Elizabeth D'Amato. Samuel R. Davies. Timothy Davis. Nicole L. de Blasio. Morgan Elizabeth DiGirolamo. Kalina Crystal Del Rosario. Rodrigo Del Val. Jason P. Dela Cruz. Daniel DeLees. Diamond Delmonico. Autumn Elaine Denault. Alexa Ray DePace. Colin DeWitt. Dylan Richard Diaz. Venus Yvette Diaz. Michael Dillard. Dylan Adam Druin. Christian Paul Doobie. Amelia Lynn Dugas. Desmond Edie. Eric J. Elliott. Daniel Patrick Ellis. Maya L. Erickson. Ashley Farinella. AJ Luis Ferreira. Brandon A. Fiore. Ryan Joseph Fish. Kendall Elizabeth Gallinado. Precious Marie Kremski. Congratulations to the McGee House graduates. At this time, I would like to introduce the Dorn House principal, Mr. Mario Ficcicelli.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to call forth the graduating members of the Dorn House. Aaliyah J. Ewert. Isabella Sophia Maria Falk. John Michael Freites Jr. Brianna Colleen Frisbee. Tyler J. Frohawk. Amber McKay Fuquay. Alexi N. Galicio. Ryan Thomas Ganley. Samuel D. Geisler. Zachary L. Geisler. Olivia Grace Gentile. Pearson George. Julia Marie Germano. Michael S. Germano. John Garris. Sophia M. Giger. Adam Gianfrido. Jacob Gianfrido. Allison Claire Gogol. Isaiah U. Grange. Richard H. Greskowski. Avery Gates Guyan. Grace Rose Madeline Gunning. Andrew A. Gutierrez. Eliza Jane Harris. Zoser Hazel. Alex Hemchan. Logan B. Hendon. Alyssa M. Henriques. Dominic J. Hermenegildo. Cecilia Ho. Owen Anthony Horvath. Justin Hoydilla. Noon Hong Chuang Win. Regina M. Israel. Corey D. Jacobs. Jaden Nicole Elizabeth Jerome. Aaron A. Johnson. Jerice O. Johnson. Sawyer E. Capis Summer. Nicholas Carapanos. Julia A. Keller. Jade M. Kennedy. Gavin M. King. Joshua Joseph Klimas. Sorantos Castellas. Alexander R. Kolowski. Andrew R. Kolowski. James Robert LaPierre. Peter N. Lee. William Lee. Christina Marie Liardi. Maya Matea Leonard. Emmanuel Lisi. Annie Leachy. Ashari Lindo. Evan A. Liriano. Amy Elizabeth Lund. David C. Lynch. Michaela F. Lyons. Eliana Marie Maldonado. Grace E. Mangiafico. Alyssa Manacchio. Nicole Marchand Castro Priscilla. Nicholas A. Marchetti. Michael T. Merrick. Katie Marie Markowitz. Vincent S. Martaccio. Arib M. Masood. Nicole Marie Massa. Madison May Massaro Cook. Cassidy Taylor McNamara. Tatiana Mendoza. Jenna Nicole Miller. Paul Nicholas Misko. Nora Elizabeth Mohan. Sydney I. Morgenthau. Aaron Casper Mouthan. Olivia Lily Mullings. Sagal A. Musa. Sarah Victoria Nadratowski. Zachary S. Nakanechny. Abigail Jane Nena. Dennis Nguyen. Ethan Angel Nieves. Jackson T. Nias. Tyler Nystrom. William Asante Ofiori. Selena Emily Ortiz. Nicholas A. Ortiz. Madison App Roy. Congratulations to the Dorn House graduates. At this time, I would like to introduce the Stoddard House Principal, Mrs. Laura Blanchard.
Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to call forth the graduating members of the Stoddard House. Christos Avanelli Kotiadis. Anthony Melendez. Stephanie Atre. Aiden Osgood. Garen Osgood. Mernad Osmanovich. Megan Paticula. Caitlin Palanza. Arjun Patel. Nil Patel. Shivam Patel. Ved J. Patel. Tiago Paula Santos. Navier Paulino. Jake Pena-Cutterback. Ayana J. Paragoria. Joseph Brian Petronio. Talia Pia. Caleb T. Platt. Morgan R. Porter. Yvonne Prevo Anderson. Manuel J. Quintana. Taylor J. Rainville. Rebecca Morgan Redman. Trevor M. Riley. Haley L. Rizzo. Elias M. Roberts. David Robinson. Emily Rogalski. Idalise M. Roman. Madison Romanello. Brian K. Russell. Christina Marie Sabatelli. Veronica Sedil. Mercedes T. Salvador. Christopher J. Samaroto. Kaylee Marie Sanchez. Marcos Emiliano Sandoval. Jithu Santosh. Jezebeth Ignacio Santic. Alexis Grace Santo. Michael Frank Santoro. Aaron Nathaniel Schneider. Nelia Circus. Anu Thakadil Shajaman. Aldo Sharofi. Arbi Shehu. Johan Shin. Aaron Christian Smith. Caitlin M. Smith. Emily E. Smith. Michaela E. Smith. Dylan Susi. Joseph N. Squilante. Sophia Squilante. Sean Stegmeyer. Jordan D. Sturgakis. Kyle P. Such. James Douglas Sullivan. Timothy Joseph Sullivan. Mark A. Sweener. Daniel Sokolsky. Alicia Taylor Sharsnovich. Julia Rose Suez. Nathan L. Tamalovic. Gabriella Targonska. Tyler Rose Tatum. Franklin Anthony Texera. Sean Patrick Theraldson. James M. Tebow. Finn Thomas. Alexandria Marley Thompson. Shreya Thoda. Carlos A. Tirado. Tori L. Tolosano. Donovan Michael Torbicki. Abraham Torre. Jack D. Tracy. Kiana Trong. Trayvon Domain Ouellette Jr. Lucas Orbonas. Max Yuzmanov. Matthew K. Utter. Alan Velick. Camilla Ventura. Chris A. Viesto. Karina A. Voynich. Cody J. Voorhees. Megan Walters. Gabriel R. Warren. Brian Winham. Zachary K. Whitehouse. Jason Wiggins. Eric J. Williams. Allison Nicole Winnock. Ashley L. York. Michael Jacob Zapatka. Diego Alfredo Zayez. Olivia Zbikowski. Cody B. Zimmerman. Congratulations to the Stoddard House graduates. At this time, I would like to introduce the Newington High School principal, Ms. Tara Tigno.
It is my pleasure to call forth the graduating student council officers, class officers, essayists, salutatorian, and valedictorian. Student council president, Juliana Iapolucci. Student Council Vice President Lindsay Nicole Fourhour. Student Council Social Chair Cassidy Grace Doyle. Student Council Senior Board of Education Representative Mia Kelleher Vendetti. Senior Class President Alec Costa George. Senior Class Vice President Danielle Emafa Cornu. Senior Class Treasurer Alexi Marie Armour. Senior Class Social Chair John Tyler Drodes. Class Essayist Ashley Beatrice Zoll. Class Salutatorian Ni P. Nguyen. Senior Class Secretary and Class Valedictorian, Joshua Chukwuemeka Akosa.
At this time, I would like to call the senior class president, Alec George, to the podium to lead the graduates in the ritual of the turning of the tassels. Graduates, please stand.
I'll wait. All right. Please remain standing. In a moment, you will move your tassel from your right to left side. Ladies and gentlemen, as my last official act as class president, may I present to you the graduated class of 2020-21.
Thanks again to all of the guests, faculty, and staff for coming to celebrate the Newington High School Class of 2021. Have a great night.